Hello, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, almost afternoon. Oh, goodness. For those of you that were with me last night, thank you very much. Today is January the 3rd, 2026, and today is the full moon in Cancer. Um, I'm a Cancer sun and I'm a Cap rising. So it's interesting because Cap season is actually probably just as almost as powerful for me energetically as Cancer season is. Um, I'm a seventh house Cancer, so I'm all about collaborations and monetary, like collaborations that are going to stick, collaborations that are going to be foundationally sound, all of that sort of thing. I'm all about networking and working together and all those sorts of deals like that. And I'm a lot about support, right? I'm supporting people and supporting things and whatnot. Anyway, my point to all that is that this time of year is really powerful because I get to tap into that Capricorn rising. I get to tap into that builder energy. And then I also get to tap into the Cancerian nurturing energy, but from the perspective of what am I going to build for the outside, right? I build internally, but what is going to be seen for everyone. So January, even though it's not the beginning of the energetic year for me, is really powerful because I can tap into that builder energy, and to build external facing structures. That could be external facing as far as life, love, business, money, what have you. So, and we're going to talk a lot about that today. So, I'm thankful for you guys to be here. Again, if you didn't see it before, actually, let me upload it over here. Let me turn that thing off because, child, I'm not going to be able to handle all this dinging and things going on. Um, I had my phone on ringer. So today, again, it's and we just passed the height of it, but we're going to be talking about not only the full moon in Cancer, but the 111 portal. The 111 portal started on January 1st, 2026. Remember, 2 plus 0 is 2, plus 2 is 4, plus 6 is 10. 1 plus 0 then reduces down to 1. So this is like a 10-1 um, cycle or year, which is basically the same thing, ending of one, a cycle beginning of the next. But that also created a 111 portal that technically, energetically, is going all the way through until the 17th, or aka the 18th of January. However, technically, it kind of ends on 11/11. But then we kind of come back to 111 again. So anyway, that's the long story. My point is that right, what I did for you guys today is I actually created. I've been really enjoying like this whole kind of creation of things for you all. So I created a we'll do the entire screen. It doesn't matter to me. I created a 111 alignment ritual. Let me hide this here. It's a set of rituals. So this first one is a general ritual, and then there's a ritual for business, for love, for visibility. Like if you're like girls, please stop and thank you. The cats. If you're like a content creator or you're a business person and we need more visibility on socials, and then one for money. Okay, so this is like 5 or 6 pages. It's 5 pages. I created this for you. You guys can actually download this. Let me put it up here. You guys can actually download this. I'm going to put the QR code up. So download my 111. That's that QR code that's above me right here. You can be, is my thingy mirrored? 1 second. I'm so tired. Yeah, there we go. All right, here we go. So, okay, cool. So this that's right, that QR code that's right up above me. Okay, that you can scan if you're watching me on television. Hi, you can scan that there. There is also a um there is also down below in the description box, that link that's down, that's right here, that link, you can click that and then fill out a quick form and then download that as well. Okay, so you're going to need that. You can use that for a little while. You're going to need that. All right, now let's get into what we came here for. So it's real. It's like 5 pages. Okay, so download it. It's a PDF. You can use it on your phone. And the rituals, guys, just so nobody gets freaked out, it's literally 10, 15 minutes. They're basically meditations. You're writing things down, you're confirming them, you're contemplating, and you're really tapping into your higher self to be aligned with this 111 energy, this builder energy, this new identity energy. And I'm going to attach on an end screen as soon as this is ready. I'm going to attach the last few videos that I've been doing, because if you haven't really been paying attention, the last few videos I've been doing, so we did a few different ones. So I'm gonna actually get some shareable links. Um, and hello on X, by the way. These are gonna be up on YouTube, so you guys can actually view them on YouTube. Um, there's a series of videos, and I might put them in the description box below as well, because I talked about how to manifest your dream 2026. Um, there's another one that I create where I created a. Here's this one for this next one is going to be for the grid last night, which I'll be chopping this up a little bit later on today to give you guys your 2026 readings by zodiac. And then we have today. I literally am giving you the blueprint for 2026. Literally the blueprint for 2026. Okay, that I'm getting as downloads. All right. So hello, Cass Tarot. I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't been around in a while, so it's my fault. Hi, baby. How you doing? Happy New Year. Yes, child. We were on for 4 hours last night. I thought, you know what? I'm gonna get on and off a couple quick hours. We on and off. It didn't happen that way. All right, let's talk about this full moon in Cancer. The theme for the full moon in Cancer is clearing for new beginnings, or in reality, I got some notes, or also the clearing before the build. Okay, the clearing before the build. So we are simultaneously building and clearing all at the same time. So here we go. I'm going to bring up, you guys know how I like to do. I'm going to bring up the window. Let's bring this up. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see this well enough. Let me maybe, no, that definitely is not going to work. How about this? There we go. Um this is the chart. You guys, I mean, I used to do this a lot before. So for those of you who don't know, yeah, if you were hanging out with me last night, we did a lot of tarot reading, and there was a lot of downloads and a lot of messages that got out to everyone that needed them. And we are not going to be here much more than about 30 more minutes here. So don't think that this is going to be a long, drawn out situation, because it's showing the heck ain't. All right. Happy New Year to you too, Goddess Essence Energy. Hello. Hello. I've missed your beautiful face too, honey. Um, yeah. Yeah, I can grab that link and post it in the chat. Sure, it's also in the description, but I will post it in the chat real quick. Hang on, guys, one quick second, and we will post that. Oh, undo. Control Z. Control C. Thank you. And there it is. There it is. Hey, sweets, how are you? Good morning. I had a long night, but it was fun. Okay, here we go. Yes, because I had a long night. That's part of the reason. But I also have a client meeting in call in 30 minutes. So we're gonna have to get it going, get it going, get it going. All right. So let's talk about this. Okay, let's talk about this chart. So I used to do a lot of astrological charts this year back in 2026. I'm tapping back into what I love. This is part of the things that I love. I love to read. I love to do a whole lot of things and teach you a lot of things metaphysically. So we're all going to have a lot of fun doing this. All right, here we go. This full moon, for those of you who do not know what it means to be in a full moon, we have the moon here in Cancer. And from the Earth's perspective, it is in the eighth house, which I find interesting. So if you were born today at the height of the full moon, the moon would be in the eighth house and your sun would be in the second house. So your sun would be, so the sun is in Capricorn right now, is in the second house of Taurus. And the moon is in the eighth house of Scorpio. What does that mean to me? That means the moon is illuminating all of the hidden secret wisdoms and things that may potentially be holding you back, but also the things that are going to be the most dominant and important for you as you're building. It's two separate things, because the eighth house is not just about sensuality, sexuality, all that kind of stuff. The eighth house is also about gathering resources. The eighth house is also about contracts. The eighth house is also about right, death and rebirth. The eighth house is about hidden wisdom and hidden knowledge. And yes, the eighth house is, like Scorpio is really kind of very considered very occult. And unfortunately, the word occult has gotten such a bad rap because it really just means hidden wisdom. It's not by nature, the word itself or the meaning of the word itself is not by nature evil in any way, shape, form, or fashion or dark, except for the fact that it talks about being occluded or occluded wisdom, right? Hidden or occluded wisdom. Where I think that plays a role for us and why it's so important for us to understand and, understand that it ain't that's really not that bad. That it really, honest to Pete, is not bad at all, is because the reason religion made hidden wisdom so horrible to know, aka metaphysics, aka for those of us who are of certain descents, are hoodoo practices. I mean, any of us whose mothers, were like, don't sweep, under women's feet that haven't had children yet because you're sweeping their babies away, or don't put your purse on the floor, because then your money's gonna all leave. It's gonna go out the bottom. It's gonna leave it, right? Like you won't have any money in your wallet. I still don't put my purse on the floor. Like I can't stand it when we're out and about in a restaurant and somebody is like putting their purse on the floor. Whoop, no, I can't do it. Like I have a fit. I get the heebie jeebies. I'm not going. So those kinds of practices, right? Or whatever your indigenous ancestral practices are, that were much more metaphysical and understood the metaphysical and understood energy better than what standard Christianity teaches. And that's because standard Christianity, the religion of Christianity, when the King James Bible and all these things were created, or even the Roman Catholic Church, there was a there at some point there was this like, nope, you have to keep the information from the people are not allowed to go into the temple and read, the people are not allowed to read for themselves, right? There's this concept of there has to be a higher entity, a higher human, right? And so then all of the true wisdom then gets occluded or becomes hidden, and that's where the real power is. Okay, it's in that hidden wisdom. So the eighth house is about as much as it's about death and rebirth, it is also about finding out and figuring out what exactly has been holding you back, and what then you can translate into builder energy as well to gain contracts. It's also about real estate. So 2026 for a lot of us is going to be a great time to buy more real estate and or sell real estate. Um, it's all about figuring out how you can, like a service contract. And I'm going to bring this year into focus with Jupiter right now is in retrograde, right? With in Cancer in the 8th house. So this is a time to review our expansion plans, review the gifts that we've been given, review the gifts that we may not have realized were gifts. I don't know how many of you guys watched Interview with the Vampire, but there's, the end of the second season, that beautiful scene between Louis and Lestat, and where Louis was, you know, says to Lestat, he apologizes for not understanding that the dark gift was truly a gift and not appreciating that gift for what it truly was. And that then he came to appreciate the dark gift. Whether you feel like vampirism is a gift or not, that's not the point. This is a time for us to really go deep within, and some things that we thought were not gifts, they truly are, right? They truly, truly are. Now, that's in opposition to, in Capricorn, the second house, the Taurian house, the house of I have. That's our builder house, right? That's the house where we build the life around us. And we choose, and that's also the house of luxury. And it's Venus rules that house. So I find it very interesting that we have Mercury, Venus, the Sun, and Mars. All, mind you, look at this. Venus, Mars, and the Sun are all conjunct in the smack dab in the middle of Capricorn, with Mercury over here on the side saying, okay, I can communicate it. And the male, the female, and then the life essence energy, all of that has come together. Why? So you can rebuild. So you can build what it is you're meant to build. So you can build your new structure, your new identity, and that you build it so that we are building an identity of ease. We're building a life of ease and not of effort. Oh, wow. That's a bar. Let's try that again. We're building a life of ease and not one of effort. Why is that so darn important? Because when we're building a life that's based on ease, on flow, on energy, on how do we take our masculine and our feminine sides and bring them together so that we can create with ease. Didn't say it wouldn't take a minute, because it takes a minute to have baby, but you still create it with ease, and it is based on what you love. There's a whole nother set of people here. We're in a time period right now where literally things have like separated, right? There's been the bifurcation, there's been the tearing, there's people that are living up here and these people that are living in this frequency down there. And a lot of us have kind of been going back and forth between the two. We've been going back and forth between the two. I know I have, right? I think I've talked to you guys about this a little bit, but baby, let me tell you something. I've been running around here. I'd be over there on X sometimes. Hey, X, how y'all doing? I'd be over there on X and I'd be windmilling and fighting and fussing and cussing and doing all sorts of things. That's like where I like let the rage out, but that's not really a good place. Like I shouldn't be doing that, right? But there's still things I see in the natural world that tick me off. I'm not impervious to that. By the way, guys, this QR code is for the 111 portal alignment rituals. They're not really rituals. They're just thoughts, and write it down. Type it out on your phone. Okay. Anyway, So we've been kind of going back and forth because it's difficult to let that lower vibrational stuff go, especially when you see the insanity. Now, I don't know how many of y'all realized when you woke up today that our illustrious president decided that he wanted to enact regime change in Venezuela. I'm not commenting on whether or not Maduro was good guy, bad guy, what have you. That's not what I'm commenting on. Okay? Because I used to have a VA uh, that is in Venezuela. She's from Venezuela, lived there. And I know how tough it was. And there's probably still some tough roads ahead. But I want you to realize what that the powers that be follow astrology. Last night or early morning hours was the perfect time for him to do that. Why was it the perfect time? Here is we have to getting other people's or other countries' resources. Cancer for home, Cancer in the eighth house. Under the cover of early morning, when actually the Cancerian energy is strongest. But then we have the Capricornian energy as well. We're under the cover of night. Everything was balanced, and it was easier to topple over or create a restructure so that we could possess what we wanted. And we used the Pluto in Aquarius technology just inside the second house in order to do so. Everything was in alignment in order to do this. We have Saturn and Neptune direct finally that are, and Neptune and Saturn are both exiting Pisces. Those are both in the fourth house. The true north node is in Pisces as well. What does that mean? So it's time for, again, ending cycles, um, doing things under kind of a subterfuge before identity is reset, before there was a strengthening, or just as we're coming into this Aries moment of high intuition and high structure for self, for the benefit of self to the highest good. We needed to do this in the dark of night. This was a powerful time. Also, we have Uranus in retrograde in Taurus, kind of in its last, and in the seventh house. Well, technically ruled by the fifth house over here, Leo, which is his. No, he's a Gemini. Ruled in Leo. So this was kind of like the moment, like there's radical changes that are done, like radical instantaneous changes that are done via Uranus. And in Taurus, what do I really want to possess? And so that to me says this was the, let's just be real, right? The oil is what the man wants to possess. Let's not call a thing a thing a thing. Because it is what he wants. He wants. He wants the oil and the natural resources. We'll talk about that other time. But my point to you is that so there's these kind of lower vibrational energies that are in operation, because let's just be real, any type of war, violence, anything is a lower vibrational energy. Period. You can look it up on the vibration chart, the energy, the frequency chart. It's lower. So there's a group that's operating there, and then there's those of us that have risen above, right? And we've been evolving and ascending and all these beautiful things. And so we're finding it. I don't know about you, but I find it a lot more difficult to maintain and stay down in this. And I kind of feel dirty. I can't keep going back and forth. So we're seeing this split. So when I say to you, we are right, if you're operating at that level, you're going to see this year, especially the separation of you being able to elevate and flow in abundance. And the struggle is still going to be real for a lot of people. This year is showing you, and this is your moment to clear the crap. Clear the crap. This is called the wolf moon. The wolves are loners, yet they go in packs. They can be loners, just as comfortable being alone as they are in a pack. This is your moment. Be as comfortable with yourself as you are with others. There's a tension between doing and feeling. Okay? The Capricorn energy with the sun, Venus, and Mars, you right now, if you're in tune, and let me know in the chat, give me one in the chat if you feel the fiery urge to launch, to build, to conquer, and to start this year with aggressive action. Put a one in the chat if you feel, and in the comments below, let me know, do you really feel like it is time, like you just have this burning desire more so than any other January you had? This burning desire to execute your plans right now. And then the Cancerian moon energy is saying, okay, pump your brakes just a second. I want you to look inward and plan and what's happening right now is this up here is also highlighting where your foundations are shaky. Let me go to this. This here is highlighting where your foundations are shaky. Okay? So the moon is asking you to shore up your foundation. That's why I need you to take an inventory of the gifts that you know that you have, an inventory of things that you thought maybe weren't gifts, but actually are strengths right now, and the things that you perhaps have used before to protect yourself. But now what you're saying is, I don't need it to protect, I need it to help build. Switching the energies around. We have to fix our foundation. And this Jupiter conjunction is really what's really helping quite a bit. So your intuition is louder than it's been. I'm reading off my notes, guys. The intuition is louder than it's been in years. This aspect promises an emotional luck. So it's asking you to trust your gut. It's asking you to trust your gut. Now, if you weren't with us last night, let me see if I can make this. Yeah, that'll be better. Guys, normally I do this differently, but I'm going to last night I talked about a little bit about the app that I'm about to launch, and there is I think I put in the chat, but down in the description box below, some of you guys signed up for this last night. Others didn't, but that's okay. We are going to talk about it today. I'm going to delete that, and then we're going to delete this one. Oh, no, we're going to add this one. I am doing a how to build a profitable business that you love using AI in just 12 weeks. It is a free workshop that I'm doing tomorrow. Yes, at 6 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time on Eventbrite via Zoom. But tomorrow, then, I'm also giving you people the first opportunity to be able to tap into my Build My Biz brand new app. The launch date is 11/11 or January 11th, 2026. You're going to get the ability to sign up early and then also attend a very powerful niche building, workshop. I think a couple of you guys have been through that with me before. It was part of the grander workshop we did. We're going to go through my niche build GPT and go through my niche build workbook, and then the next day you will have access to Build My Biz. So I'm finalizing it, getting it up on the app stores and everything like that. So you have an opportunity to get in touch with that, get a hold of that. For those of you who have wanted to work with me before, but to be able to do one of my full programs, which I'm also launching my brand new full program on Sunday as well, the AI Coach Build Accelerator, um, this is an opportunity to be able to do it for under $100 a month and to be able to have access to everything that I teach and my AI coach for under $100 a month. So, what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to, in the description box again below, there is this link. Okay. In the description box below, there's this link. Go to Eventbrite and sign up for that. I already have, it's a free event. As of this morning, right before I got on, I already had 84 tickets gone. I had to add more tickets. So I only have space in the Zoom for 100. So the first 100 people that join that Zoom tomorrow are going to be able to be in. I won't have space after that. I only have 100 space spots. Okay. So do that ASAP. All right. Now that's going to go away in a few minutes. All right, here we go. Let's get back to this. So Jupiter is this gift and this intuition, right? It's stronger, and if you follow your gut, you're gonna find that you have much more what we like to call emotional luck. Okay, much more energetic energy that you set in emotion luck, and it will lead you to abundance. Okay, but what I want you to also do is recognize that you do not and should not need to make the small things feel huge. Just look at it, assess it, analyze it, be very Capricorning about it, and then let it roll. The 111 vibration is the one vibration is about independence, leadership, and seeds. It's the start of a new cycle. This energy is wanting us to look forward. So what we need to do is synthesize this energy of looking forward and then also reflecting on the past so that we can reshape the past to move into the future. This is really about synthesizing the new you. And I've heard, I was watching Tammy Roman a little bit. I think she a little bit ago, did one of her, bonnet chronicles or whatever she calls it. And she was talking about, oh, I can't stand people that talking about a new you, it's old you, it's this, that, and the other. You have the opportunity this year to honestly change everything. You really do. This is a powerful, I've never felt more alive and more like myself and whatever version that is of me, but I've never felt more like that than I do today, than I did when January. Like, I usually don't look forward to January 1st because I know energetically the new year doesn't start till March. But I did find it very interesting that all over the world, for the most part, that I've been able to find, at least in this country, no one did the ball drop thing or the acorn drop here or whatever. They didn't do that. Like we said, Happy New Year, but we really didn't do any of the ceremonial things. And I really do honestly believe that's because they don't want us to tap into this actual new energy. That they knew that if, now some people say, well, that means that we didn't drop the ball or we're not going to drop the ball this year. That's cool, maybe. But I think that they did not want to activate the energy in the general group. You can take that for what you will. So you activate it for yourself. The portal opened January 1st through the 3rd. This is really meant to be, so by the end of today, I want you to have a clear vision of what you want arrived. In other words, what you want brought to you, what you are stepping into, what your focused intentions are. So go back and download this QR code link. Download that and go through those rituals. It's going to literally help you distill down what you want in different areas of your life. We're going to illuminate and look at the emotion. What today is happening is the emotional blockages preventing that vision from being activated or being illuminated. And what you're going to do over the next 14 days then is do the work. You're going to clear out all those old fears, right? You're going to let them go. You don't need them anymore. They don't protect you from anything. Release what no longer serves you. They once served you before, they don't serve you now. Release it. I want you to release old family narratives. I want you to release all the sacred cows and the security blankets. Release all of that stuff. And then on January 18th, when the new moon has come in, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now we really get to construct, right? So we're laying all the foundation and developing our plans. And on January 18th, we're really doing the construct. Today isn't the start of something new necessarily as much as we're exhaling from the past. This is all about ancestral healing. Interestingly enough, crabs only shed their hard shell when they're growing. Did you know that? Crabs only shed their hard shell when they're growing. So you got to be vulnerable this year. And this is kind of a shellless moment. So it's okay to be sensitive today so that you can really hear what spirit is saying, and we can really shed all the things that no longer we don't need them. There's going to be a new set of protections. It's going to be a little bit more crystalline, a little bit more jazzy schmazzy. It's a little higher energy. But that old energy shell, we don't need that anymore. And really, I want you guys to really feel like make your home your sanctuary. And if home right now, the current home doesn't feel like a sanctuary, then you know what else I'm going to need you to do? I'm going to need you to actively be like, yep, I'm getting me a new home. I guess we're moving on up. Okay, we're moving on up. Now, what else do we want to talk about with this? Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, you guys know sometimes I talk about fixed stars, so we're going to talk about fixed star. This fixed star Sirius, which is the spiritual sun. The full moon in Cancer, so the moon is at 13 degrees Cancer, but Sirius is also in Cancer too at 14 degrees, so it's conjunct the moon. So in ancient astrology, Sirius is known as the spiritual sun, and it illuminates the spirit world. So having this full moon conjunct Sirius, it is really this high frequency antenna. This is why it's going to be so easy for you guys to do the deep work. So this is a spiritual download time. So not only are you downloading like, okay, where are things and ancestrally that need to be cleared, but you're literally downloading what are my next steps that are of my highest good. You're going to feel like you're remembering who you are. And honestly this time, and not just like maybe, like you feel like this new you feels old. It feels like you're putting back on a nice comfy old sweatshirt, right? Or an old pair of jeans. I don't know what guys think. Maybe an old baseball cap. Right? It's something that's so familiar and so wonderful, but it's new to the old you, right? It's new to this you, but it's been around. Okay? Sirius is the star of the mundane becoming sacred. This transit is asking you to find the magic in your daily routine rather than seeking it only in grand gestures. So make everything you do sacred. This is also a warrior versus healer opposition. Okay. There is this unadulterated drive. And unfortunately, a lot of things that I was looking up really didn't really talk about the fact that not only is it a drive with Mars, it's a drive with Venus. So not only is it a drive with Mars, it's a drive with Venus. That the energy this time is not about purely only about what our effort can gain for us, but it is that much more dependent on and asking us to do it in ease and with the highest level of love that we can of ourselves. And it is truly this cosmic womb. So we are literally birthing something new within ourselves. So it's gonna feel like I got to do everything right now, but I just want to rest and heal. So I want you to honor both. I want you to like carve out some time during the day to do, and then carve out some time during the day to heal and rest. I want you to make a meal that today that you feel just amazing about. I want you to drink like it's comforting to you, and maybe it takes a little effort, right? But it's comforting. And then I also want you to drink lots of water today. It's going to be very, very important to you drinking lots of water. So this one energy, and kind of we're going to like kind of bring this together. The one energy is about forward motion, but the forward motion we're taking first is spiritual or inward, kind of like, again, unseen. We're making grand moves and big moves faith wise, clearing out the emotional and spiritual baggage so that we can then bring it into the scene and manifest it. All right? Don't let either one dominate the other. Allow yourself time and space to heal. All right. I want to be done by 12:30, and babies, I'm done by 12:30. I want you all to download that the 111 rituals. Choose, like I said, there's one. The first one is for the general life. Just read through it, guys. I'm not asking you to burn nothing and do nothing crazy. Y'all be all right. And then the next one is for business, one for love. You don't have to do them all. Do whatever you feel like you should. One for visibility. If you have a business or you have, like, if you're like out, need to be out in the social world. And then one for money. And then just kind of, there's a closing reflection here. Okay. So I want you to download that completely free. I want you to also download the crystal grid. I know we didn't do that today. Maybe we'll get back, or I'll record a video a little bit later, constructing the crystal grid and doing a quick meditation for it. And then also don't forget, there's also the mantras, right? There's also the phone, the screensaver that I gave you, the phone wallpaper. That are the mantras, right, of what 2026 is. And that is that's within the how to manifest your ideal or your best 2026, or how to make 2026 your best year ever. But we'll put those links also in the description, and I'll try to put them on a screensaver or in screens as soon as this is done uploading. All right, guys, I will be back a little bit later on today. Again, there's also links if you guys want to go on and book calls with me, um, or book a business call with me. There's that there, a business consultation, and then there's readings. You can also pay for and schedule readings with me in either an hour in person or a 30-minute pre-recorded. All right, peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you guys so much. Namaste, gang. Bye.